Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about another topic from the chapter Age of Industrialization, History, Class 10th. The topic which we are going to cover in this particular video is industrialization in colonies. So in the earlier classes we have talked about how process of industrialization has spread throughout the Europe. By the end of 18th century, we have seen a drastic change in the process of production has been seen in England. Now England or the Britain, companies from Britain and England, they started spreading their products throughout the colonies wherever they have established. So now we are going to talk about India in this particular session. So how the colonies has been set up in India and how they gained power of trade in India. That is what we are going to deal with in this particular session. So starting with, look, in earlier days, India was one of the greatest producer of cotton and silk made products. And one of the interesting fact about India is one of the producer of finest quality of cotton and silk earlier. So due to this, these Britishers found that India is one of the best place to set up their colonies. So what they have done and what earlier India used to do, let's talk about that. So earlier India produces superior quality of cotton and silk, and that is world famous, you could say. Now moving ahead, that Armenian and Persian merchants from Armenia and Russia, they took these cotton goods and silk goods from Punjab to Afghanistan and they trade with this. Now moving ahead, that India has this particular process has been done, this exports has been done using two important and one of the oldest port of India. That is, one is Surat, another one is one is Surat in Gujarat and another one is Hooghly in West Bengal. So these two ports generally connected with Surat port is connected with the Gulf countries, and Hooghly port of Bengal is generally opens the window for the Southern Asian port from Southern Asia. Now using these networks or these ports, generally Indian merchants used to trade, or Indian merchant used to export their local made or India made products throughout the world. Now earlier the network of export, there is a network of export in India, and that has been controlled by Indian merchants and the bankers. It deals with it, the process of this network is like that. First these merchants used to pay the weavers, pay the weavers in advance some money, as well as the raw material to produce the raw material, means raw cotton, to the weavers. So the weavers weave the product, and these merchants collect these woven products or woven textiles and move to the shipyards or these ports, where the export merchant has their own broker. Export merchants has their own brokers who bargain and negotiate the price with the Indian traders or the merchants. Now after the settlement, Indian trader hands over the products to the export merchant, and export merchant using Indian ships, they carried the products to the different countries. Now this whole process of this export is controlled by Indian merchants and the bankers earlier. Now this worked till 1750s. This worked till 1750s. But by 1750s, gradually these all powers were taken over by the Britishers or these English people. They first came and gained concession from the local courts. They have taken such permissions and concessions from local courts. Then they created a monopoly over this whole network or whole export network. They created the, monopoly over this whole export business by 1750s. Now, European companies gradually gained power. They have gained a lot of power from Indian government and Indian courts and all. Now, what next? They started taking the whole process of export in their hands, and they have shifted the ports from Surat and Hooghly to Bombay and Calcutta. Now, what they have done, first they wanted to reduce the power or reduce the bargaining capacity of the Indian traders. Thus, what they have done, as they have got the powers, they firstly decided to change the ports. So from Surat, they changed the ports to Bombay. They shifted the whole export procedure from Surat to Bombay, and then from Hooghly to Calcutta. Now, by shifting of this, as these Indian merchants have control over those specific two ports, Hooghly and Hooghly and Surat. Now this monopoly of the Indian merchants has been revoked. Now all the monopolies remain in the hand of the English people, as they have shifted the whole process of export from one port to another. Now, as they have achieved a lot of power, now they have their own ships, they have their own English merchants. Now all the export activities and even the channels they captured. Earlier they captured the ports first, and they have established their own specific port, that is Bombay and Calcutta. There only ships of English companies were there who were taking or who were carrying the goods from India to another country. So what happened? The bargaining capacity of the Indian trader has been reduced, because Indian traders were taking the goods from the weavers and they are going to the port yard or port areas to sell their products to the export merchants. So earlier the export merchants were Indian, but now the export merchants were English company or the British companies or the British officials are there, and they are not ready to negotiate. They are not ready to negotiate or bargain. They have a fixed price, and on that particular price the Indian trader or merchant has to sell their products. So the chances of making profit has been reduced, and thus many of the Indian merchants has stopped their export business, and even they were devastated. Basically, how it happens? Giving you an example, the trade from Surat port has been declined from 16 million rupees 16 million to 3 million in between end of 17th century and the start of 18th century. It means somewhere around 1690s to 70s 40s. In between this, the process of this product, the production process has been declined extremely. Now moving ahead to the next, that is, as this process of such transport or export has declined, what happened? That the Indian traders felt very low and their credits were increasing. Thus, they stopped their, most of the Indian traders or Indian merchants escaped themselves from this particular export business. But those who are very much willing to compromise, they join hands with this English network channel, or the network which export network which has been established by the Britishers. So this is what is the whole story, and now the whole process of industrialization, or you could say the whole process of export, is basically remained in the hands of these English people. Now in the next video we'll talk about how they have captured the traders network in our country, how they communicated with weavers, and what happened to weavers when the export has declined so drastically from Surat and Hooghly port. What happened to the weavers? what was their life. These are the topics which we are going to discuss in the next video. Thank you very much for for giving such time to attend this class. And if you have any sort of query, you can write me in the WhatsApp or in the comment box below. Thank you very much.